Hey folks, my name's Jason Berry. I'm a business coach. I've been working with Pine View Buildings for a little while with some of their team on improving their salesmanship, improving their sales process, and they've asked me to communicate some of the things that they've learned with you. So that's what I'm here to do today. Specifically, what I want to share with you is the 5 ways formula that we call it, that can guide you to really significant profit increases in a shorter time. So the example that we're going to work with is, we're going to assume you've got a $500,000 business. I don't know if you're smaller than that or 10x that number, but that's the number we're going to use today for the example. This approach works equally as well regardless of the size of business. I've taken $250,000 businesses to 5 and 10 million. I've taken 40 plus year businesses that are in the $6 and $7 million range and tripled their revenue and quadrupled their profits over 2 or 3 years time, depending on the nature of the model. And I want to share those same things with you. This works. It's a way of looking at your numbers that's a little bit different, and it breaks apart the activity in the business so that you can focus on those areas with more clarity and go in and do some surgery on a couple of key areas, and it just produces some significant results. So let's look at some numbers here. I'm just going to walk through the 5 ways formula, which is what's on the left here, okay? The 5 ways are the 5 areas that are in the red, by the way, okay? So we're after 3 results in business. We're after customers, we're after sales, and we're after profit, right? Now, the way we get to customers is we have our marketing leads to leads, right? Our marketing produces leads. Our marketing produces prospects. People who stop by our lot or give us a call or reach out online or an email, those are leads, right? And those leads times our conversion rate. The conversion rate represents our sales process. So how strong are we at positioning the value of what we've got to offer such that it converts that lead into a customer? So leads is marketing, conversion rate is really sales process, is the focus there. Leads times conversion rate brings us to our total number of customers that we work with. Now we're going to be looking at examples based on 12 months, just a heads up, okay? So leads times conversion gives us our customers. And then there's an average number of transactions that any given customer will do business with you in a year. Now, in the shed industry, there's not many people buying more than 1 shed in a year. Now, if you sell metal buildings, if you sell greenhouses and some of the other product lines, yeah, maybe there's some opportunity for additional transactions within the next 12 months with that customer. But generally speaking, this is going to be 1.0 average number of transactions, which is actually what we're going to use in our example, okay? So depending on, part of the point here is depending on your industry and your business model, not all of these are going to be as strong of a lever to focus on to move your numbers. So we're going to look at that in reality. And then there's an average dollar sale associated with each purchase, right? So our total number of customers multiplied by the average number of transactions per customer multiplied by the average dollar sale brings us to our total sales figure in a year. And our sales produces a percentage of commission. Some product lines have higher or lower commission rates depending on what the nature of it is. I know metal buildings, for instance, would have a little bit higher commission rate than sheds would normally. So we take that into consideration. For our example, we're just going to look at purely a shed business, okay? If you've got some other product lines, it's going to make these numbers easier to obtain, okay? So we're going to look at it strictly as if it's a shed-only business. So sales times your commission rate brings your gross profit in, and out of your gross profit, of course, you pay down here, you would pay your fixed expenses, your labor, your marketing, your rent or lease on the property, and those types of things, right? So let's put some numbers in. So adding some numbers in here, building or painting the picture, telling the story of how this business is at $500,000 in the last 12 months. Our example is they had 345 leads in the year. And if we divide that by 52, that's 6.6 leads a week. Okay? So you can understand where our math's coming from. 345 leads times 22.3% conversion rate brings us to 77 total customers in a year. If each of those customers did business with you one time in the year, made one purchase, and that average dollar sale was $6,500, 77 times 1 times 6,500 brings us to $500,000 in sales for the year. And if you're earning 10% commission on those sheds that were sold, 500,000 times 10%, that's $50,000 gross profit in that business. So what we're going to look at is how can we improve our marketing so that we can improve the quality and the volume of our leads year over year. It's one thing to increase the volume. It's a whole other objective to increase the quality of those leads. And we can increase the quality of our leads. Now it takes us learning some new ways to approach our marketing and how we position things. But we absolutely can improve the quality and the volume of our leads. So we're going to talk about improving our marketing, our conversion rate, our sales process, our salesmanship, our marketing materials that end up being sales materials for us at some point. Absolutely, there's opportunity to improve that conversion rate. We can become a better sales team and be more effective. So we'll talk about making conservative increases or improvements in these couple of numbers. The average number of transactions for the whole example here, we're going to leave that at 1.0. Now, there is opportunity to sell someone more than one shed in a year, but we're not going to account for that here because that's a little bit deeper conversation in how you're approaching your business and your shed business, right? And of course, there's opportunity in average dollar sale to improve that. When we are improving these numbers, it leads to an increased sales figure. And depending on what your sales activity is, how many sheds we're buying, it can improve. It can put us into a different pricing bracket for commission that we earn as well. So this is the only one out of the 5 ways that we're not going to look at some conservative improvement moving forward in the business, all right? So let's look at what year 1 numbers might look like if we approach each of these things specifically in the business and improve them. So in the next 12 months, what we're going to look at are some improvements in 4 of the 5 ways that we can improve our profitability in our business. We're going to improve the quality of our marketing, which is going to take us from 6.6 leads a week to 9 leads a week. That's just not a crazy jump. You know, if we do some effective marketing, on average, going from 6.6 to 9 leads a week is not outlandish, right? That's doable. Working on our salesmanship, working on some of the materials that we have to communicate with folks, communicating more effectively with them, working them through a simple and more effective sales conversation and process, we can improve our conversion rate. So we're just talking about, it's not even a 5% increase, taking it from 22.3% up to 27% conversion rate. So 468 times 27% takes us from 77 customers to 126 customers year over year. We're going to leave our average number of transactions alone at 1. And based on our salesmanship and our positioning and the way that we approach that conversation, we absolutely can impact our average dollar sale. So taking that average dollar sale from $6,500 to $7,100 year over year, again, that is not a crazy jump for us. So 126 customers times 1 transaction on average times $7,100 brings us to a new sales figure of $894,600. Yeah, that's quite a jump year over year, right? And I'm not exactly sure where you would land based on the vendors that you're working with, but I believe it's reasonable to take a step forward from 10 to 11.5%. So 894,600 times 11.5% produces 102,879. So just in 1 year's time, we've taken our business from a gross profit of $50,000 up to 102,879. That is a significant jump year over year. And the beauty of this is that you don't necessarily, this isn't such a big, massive jump that you necessarily need to increase your fixed costs much at all. So most all of that, let's just say that you're breaking even, or maybe a little bit better than breaking even at this number on your lot. The rest of that difference, that was that 52,000, 53,000 almost, that difference of 53,000, that 53,000, generally speaking, will drop, most of it will drop straight to the bottom line in your organization and be actual profit added year over year. So let's look at what year 2 looks like as we continue to take just simple and conservative steps forward in the 5 ways. Okay, let's look at these year 2 numbers. We go from year 1, 9 leads per week based on the marketing success that we've got. We get better at marketing as we're improving this and working on it, right? So our marketing takes another step forward from 9 leads per week to 12 leads per week. And we're talking about 2 years' time to improve this. So this isn't like we're going to jump from 6 or 7 leads a week to 12 in a month or two. This is a couple of years of working on our marketing and improving it, okay? It's totally doable. So that produces 624 leads in the year. We're going to take our sales conversion rate from 27% up to 31.5%. So we're not even at the 33% conversion rate that a lot of businesses target as a goal. We're simply taking it up a few more points. What's that? 4.5 more points from 27 to 31.5. So 624 times 31.5% gives us 196 customers in the second year of working on the 5 ways in a specific way. 196 customers. Each of those customers, we're still going to stick with our 1.0 transactions annually. And we're going to take a step forward. Again, not a crazy jump, but a jump. We're going to focus on this in our business and work on improving it. Take it from 7,100 to 7,700. Completely doable, right? So 196 customers times 1 transaction on average in a 12-month period times 7,700 in average dollar sale brings this business to $1,513,512. And again, taking a step forward in the commission that we're earning based on how we're buying into product lines and assortments with our vendors, you know, there's meat on the bone. There's opportunity to grow this commission rate. So we're going to make an assumption that we take it from 11.5 up to 13%. So 1.513512 times 13% gives us $196,756 of gross profit in year 2 when we hit these numbers. So from this year, from our current number to 2 years out, that's 3x. You know, we're talking about 3xing or 2xing sales. We've done more than that. Actually, this is not 2 and 3. It's 4, 3 and 4, right? So this is 3x sales and 4x our profit from our current year. So I guess the question is, who is interested in actually working on the business in an articulate way to accomplish that? You know, this is your opportunity to go one of two ways. Man, I got this. I want to do it on my own. We're going to do it a little bit better than how we've done it before, and we're going to get to these numbers. And I guarantee you, if you do it on your own without any additional perspective, it's going to be pretty slow going to get to some of these numbers. Or, hey, I'm curious and want to learn a little bit more about how some of these businesses actually achieve these numbers. It happens very consistently across all of the client base that we work with. You know, the shed industry is just one of several industries that we work in. And again, this is equally as powerful in each of the industries. So, are you open-minded or are you closed-minded to learning some additional perspective? The reason I ask you that question is I invite you to have some free time with me to talk through what are your numbers. Are you at 300,000? Are you at 3 million in sales? And let's pinpoint a couple of specific opportunities and map it out on the 5 ways. And I will say in each area of the 5 ways, Action Coach, the organization I work with, has been around for 33 years now. We're in 83 countries. There are 1,250 Action Coach firms worldwide. Our firm is in the top 50 ranked for client results. So we know what we're doing. We've been doing it a long time. That being said, for each of the 5 ways, we have a full page of 60 to 85 strategies for each one of these 5 areas that you can consider working with to improve that specific metric in your business, those results in your business. And another way we like to think about things and speak about them is we're not here to do things better. We want different results. This is very likely quite a different result over 1 or 2 years' time than you have experienced before. So in order to get different results, we've got to do things differently. And that's what I'd like to talk to you about. I love talking to businesses and helping them see things from a different perspective that helps them to change everything. So grab the calendar link and grab some time. I'm happy to invest some time in you and walk through this. We can do it on a Zoom call, or we can meet face to face. If you're, I'm in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, so if you're near me, I'm happy to connect with you face to face as well. But I hope you have an awesome day, and thanks for watching. Cheers.